Well guys, we have been absolutely blessed with just phenomenal weather this winter, not too much snow. It's been fairly easy to get around. Those days are numbered. It's getting cold. It is like, today it feels like real January, February ice fishing. This is when you hunker down in your shack and things get serious. It turns into a little more work, which is okay. I'm fine putting in a little more work, but we just had it so easy up until now that, you know, this is a taste of reality. So today we're doing a showdown, a head-to-head. Not too much of a competition, more of a comparison, but I get so many questions about electronics and what should I get, you know, and I don't think there's one right answer for ice fishing electronics. We're gonna put head-to-head one of the most expensive options and one of the least expensive options. I'm gonna tell you all about that, but first we're gonna get the shack set up. I'm gonna set up a tip up for pike as well, but the goal is gonna be walleye. The main goal, beyond catching fish, is gonna be showing that side-by-side sonar comparison, giving you the pros and cons. Enough talking, here we go. I need to get suited up. Today we're fishing out of my flip over. I keep it in the back of my truck for like a lot of the winter, just make things a lot easier, but it's the Eskimo Escape 2800. It's actually big enough to fit my tripod in there and to film, which is super nice. Obviously a pop-up gives you a ton of room, but just for staying mobile, this is pretty sweet. If I want to feel real adventurous, I can hook it up to my tailgate with the hitch and then I can stay mobile, or hook it up to your, obviously your snowmobile, whatever. It's great for moving around lots. But first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna drill a hole and we're gonna check the depth. I think we want to be somewhere in that 28-foot range. I think that'll be optimal. In that 30-foot range, I probably want to go a touch shallower. Okay, we got 28 here. I think that's going to be good. I'll probably pull the truck forward, then we'll drop the toboggan off the back. All right, guys. Before we settle into the shack, this is gonna be the showdown. I get so many questions about ice fishing electronics. You know, is LiveScope worth it? You know, what are some good value options? So first off, I'm just gonna quickly introduce the expensive option. This is Garmin LiveScope. If you've been watching ice fishing videos, you've probably seen this technology. It is mind-blowing. We'll go more in depth and I'll tell you what it all does and the pros and cons of it when we're inside of the shack. But a quick overview, in Canadian prices, I think this graph is around $3,000. The LiveScope module plus transducer is a black box in the back here that does the computing. That's about $2,000. The Summit Fishing Shuttle, I think you're probably into it for a couple $100. That's the case and the transducer arm. And then you got a Dakota Lithium 23 amp hour battery, which is powering this thing for about 10 to 11 hours. And you're, I think, another $200 to $300 there. So this is not cheap, but I'm gonna tell you what it all does. It's an amazing, amazing unit. And on the other side, it was in my pocket. This is called the Deeper Pro Plus sonar ball. For the sake of this experiment, this could be interchanged with any entry-level graph. This could be a cheaper Helix or a Garmin Striker unit. This one's coming in like $200 or $300. So this is almost 10 times the price. Is it worth it? Well, I'll let you be the judge for yourself. We're gonna head into the shack. The sun is setting. We're gonna try to ice some walleyes and we're gonna have side-by-side comparison of these two options. I need to wipe this baby off. She got fogged. Welcome back, my goodness. Okay, all right, here is the setup for the sonar ball. Get yourself an iPhone, an iPad, whatever you need. There's an app, you can connect it. And this is probably the first and most obvious pro and con, one versus the other. This thing's like half a pound, that thing's like 35 pounds. Like you need a separate toboggan for it. It's ridiculous. This you can keep in your pocket. I actually keep this in my truck just in case if a graph dies or if I need a backup. It's like, why not have it along if you have it? You can see those two little bumps on the top. When those get wet, that's what triggers it to turn on. So watch this. We're gonna turn it on. And it floats and it balances, so it just rests in your hole. Here, we're gonna go to the Deeper Sonar app and it should just connect. I think we should be in around 29 feet. Look at that. Boom. So you can see what I'm seeing right now. I'll have an overlay of it. And it looks like your conventional 2D sonar. If you go into the settings, there's a couple different options here. There's a night mode, there's ice fishing mode, your standard boat mode, offshore, onshore GPS mode. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it on ice fishing mode. I think this gives us a few different options. Let's get rid of the map here and it changes into a flasher. That's pretty cool. You have your conventional flasher on the left, you got your 2D sonar in the middle, and then you also have like a real-time sonar on the right. The different colors, meaning, you know, the different hardness. I think it's yellow's the hardest, and then red and then blue might be the lightest. I'm not 100% sure on that. But the sonar ball, I'm told, has 4 to 6 hours of battery life. So it has a built-in rechargeable battery. So once you've killed that, you're kind of pooched. I think it takes half an hour to recharge. So that's one thing to take into account. And now I'm going to show you the transducer for the LiveScope. This thing is an absolute beast, and it's kind of big and clunky, but obviously with technology as always, you need to do so much more to get that, to get better, right? It's like that much more expensive when it's new technology. I'll tell you right now, this technology, Lowrance is coming out with it, Hummingbird's coming out with it. Lowrance has it already, but they're coming out with a new version right away, which hopefully I'm gonna get to try to do a comparison. But you're always paying a premium for the latest technology, so keep that in mind. LiveScope is still pretty new, and once there's some competitors out there, it's gonna drop the price all around. So we're gonna drop this apparatus down, and basically whichever way this handle's pointing, that's which way I'm looking when I'm on forward mode. All right, so I mean, let's compare the two. Just starting off with the sonar ball, you're seeing your conventional 2D angle. This is what you're used to seeing on a lot of fish finders. This isn't side imaging. This is just, you know, sending your signal back straight below. There's a fish down there. I should probably stop talking. And depending on your angle of the sonar ball, you're either getting 17 degrees behind or below you, or you're getting, I think it's 55 degrees below you. With the LiveScope, now you're getting 135 degrees, and it's real time. So I've heard it compared to like ultrasound almost, right? You can almost see the stitching of these different beams because there's those different angles, kind of like that transducer has those couple different notches in it. Those are the different beams, so they're stitched together. Right now, as you can see on the top of the screen here, 28 feet. So we're looking 28 feet. If I zoom out, I mean, realistically right now, accurately, we can look like 100 feet away. So as I spin this transducer, look at this. You can see where the hump gets higher, where the hump gets lower, it flattens out. So whichever way this handle's pointing, that's which way I'm looking right now, which is just wild. So I think like closer to the truck, it gets flat. And then as I go towards my tip up, that's the top of the reef. You can see it comes up to, if you correspond, you know, that number 18 feet by 40 feet. I know the top of the reef is up there, it's 40 feet. So probably the biggest pro of the LiveScope and why I've enjoyed having it so much is it is a massive learning tool. I'm learning so much about how fish interact, but just seeing how that fish reacts to my bait, to what I'm doing, how he swims away and comes back. It's just like, I love seeing the underwater world. That's why I got into scuba diving. And to be able to learn a little more about how fish react to different movements when I'm pounding the jig in the mud versus whatever I might be doing, it's such a cool learning tool. Obviously, you can learn some things on the 2D as well, but it's not the same. So LiveScope has a bunch of different color palettes. The color palette I'm using looks very similar to the previous generation, the Panoptics, which was the, you know, the red, blue, green color palette. You could probably get better definition if I use the gray, or the brownish color palette, which I've used in the past. You can see that, you know, maybe the shape of the fish a little bit better. What's nice about this blue color palette, which is what my buddy Jason Young from LiveScope Addicts recommended, is it just, you know, it shows the density of the object. Look at that fish coming on the left there. Look at this. That fish is slithering on the bottom and he's 12 feet away. And that is so cool when you can be prepared, right? I'm talking to you guys, but on the flasher sometimes, that fish just shows up right there. You know, as long as you're paying attention, you're good. With this, I have a little time to prepare, which is just pretty neat. So I keep talking about the LiveScope just because there's not as much. I'm not getting as much data out of this. I'm seeing my fish going up and down. I can tell that it's a fairly hard bottom. And then looking over at the LiveScope, looking 14 feet to the left, 14 feet to the right, I can see that I'm right on top of a boulder. There's another rock 4 feet to the side of me. And it tells you the bottom composition. Look at this fish coming on the left. Like, it's 10 feet away and it's going back down to the bottom now, and it turned away and it disappeared. Sometimes they disappear, but when you know they're cruising in the right direction, you get a little bit of a warning. They'll flicker off to the side out of that 20 degrees, right? And then they can come back in right when they're close to your lure for the kill. This graph says 28.6. The other one is saying, I would say probably closer to 29-ish. I saw another fish flicker on the left. You can see there's a dead zone, and it's on both of the graphs, so watch. There's bottom, look at my rod tip, there's bottom. Lift, 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 and there my lure shows up. Same with both. So you're dealing with 8 inches of dead zone, and you can't tell because there's obviously a couple chunky rocks right here. If I dropped a camera down, you'd probably see it sliding right between, you know, 2 big boulders. And what the graph is doing is just marking the top of that boulder, right? So if it's dropping between the two, yeah, you're not seeing it. Oh, Josh, I got a big mark coming in, Josh, on the right.
Okay.
Oh, this fish is gonna eat. Oh, I missed him. Like, the fish showed up on the sonar ball at the last second. Look, he's coming back. He's under me. He's an aggressive walleye. Like, I still don't see him on the sonar ball, but I can see him just swirling around on the LiveScope. He's right under me. He's gonna bite it.
Get me on sugar dangle.
He's gonna bite it. Well, you see the fish charge away, now he's gonna eat it. Oh, I got him. Yeah, like, ooh. Ooh. You could see that fish charge away and then come back and then charge away. I'm not convinced it's a walleye. It is acting, maybe it's a walleye. It's acting kind of crazy. Might be a whitefish or something. It was just so darty under the hole and I barely saw it on the 2D. So right now, one of the pros is that I'm not gonna get it hooked in the sonar ball, but I could get it hooked in my LiveScope transducer. No, that's just a nice little Walter. We got our first walleye, guys, and there you could see the side-by-side on him on the 2D and on the LiveScope. There he goes. Your good luck, Josh. Yeah, you did it. You did it. It was all you. Oh boy, sorry, Josh. Sorry, Josh, there's a real big mark. Oh, he's coming up. He just came out of nowhere. Halfway up. Halfway up. He's staring at my jig. Oh, he came and looked at it. Look at this. He's turning back now. What is this? Whitefish? You're calling it? Oh, he's just darting. You know, on the 2D, he's just a line. And on, oh man, look at this. It's got to be a whitefish. Oh, I'd like to hook a whitey. Look at this. He's just darting back and forth and back and forth. Oh, if I had another lure ready, I'd drop it down for sure. Come on, eat it. Oh man. We'll see if we can get him to chase a bit.
Is it prime time right now?
Oh man, this is so cool. Yeah, this fish is just doing circles around my bait. It's now 10 feet under the ice. And wow, I'm surprised it hasn't eaten yet. I don't know how high I'll get it. Look at this, it's still following. Oh, I wish I had a smaller bait ready. Oh, this fish wants to eat. I'm thinking whitefish. I'd love to catch a whitefish right now. Whitefish.
It's been so long since I've caught a white. Yeah, I want one bad.
Yeah, I know. This fish is just like so darty, like back and forth and back and forth. Got him! Got him! Got him! Come on, baby. What do we got? I'm guessing whitefish. Oh, it's a tulipy. Look at that fish, guys. That was so cool. What a perfect video for that to happen, because that fish darted back and forth and back and forth and back and forth so many times, and seeing that interaction was just the coolest thing. Whitefish and tulipies are like the perfect simulator mode fish for graphs. Josh is good luck. We're catching all the fish, guys. That was incredible. All right, that guy's staying with us. See you, buddy. Josh McFadden, you've seen me doing a bunch of catching and cooking and fishing videos with him. We have a little something called Catch and Cook, which you've heard me talk about. We've been sold out for the first couple months. There's a number of reasons that we've been sold out. We switched production locations. We redid our packaging. The recipe is the same though. And we got just huge things happening. We're working on some new products. I am very excited to share this with you guys. So if Catch Cook is available by the time this video drops, there will be a link below. Regardless, it'll be ready probably within a week or two of this video dropping. And I've gotten some messages from you guys. You guys are the best. Like, how can I support? And I don't have a Patreon account. I don't have a membership you can join on YouTube, but it would mean so much to me if you bought some Catch and Cook. And it's something you can enjoy. It's edible. Coat your fish, coat your chicken. Anyways, that's my plug for Catch and Cook. The rod we're using is the Smoke Show. It's a 37 medium light. We got a 1,000 size Stratic, 8-pound braid. I think this is probably 12-pound fluoro leader, and we've got a green glow dinner bell with a minnow head on it. That's what we're using. That tulipy could just barely fit it in its mouth. Just got the treble perfectly. It was just so cool to see it darting back and forth and back and forth. Whoa. I was not paying attention at all. I know, on my phone, I promise I was dealing with some Catch and Cook business, and we got a sauger that just came in and chowed. Goodbye. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. I know. All right, guys, I know this is the question I get. Is LiveScope worth it? I'm comparing LiveScope to Active Target to the new Humminbird Live. I'm assuming they're probably all gonna be decent. Is it worth the money? And I fish 3 times a week, maybe 4 or 5 times a week. For me, having this technology, I still put it off for a couple years because it's expensive, it's an investment, but now that I have it, it's such a learning tool, it's a teaching tool. I know you guys like to see it as well. I love incorporating that LiveScope angle into the videos. So for me, a little easier to justify as a business thing. You know, if you fish tournaments, I think it's another reason it's easier to justify. But if you fish here and there, or you're just getting into it, do not feel like you need this, right? Because yes, that's giving me a heads up when the fish is coming over, and it's cool to be able to, you know, intercept the fish. This has mapping and stuff, but to just be able to tell depth, bottom hardness, if there's fish directly under you, the sonar ball is great, guys. And the thing is, you could still sell it. You could try it for a year or two, you know, buy one used and then sell it. I tell so many people, I'm like, you don't have to buy new. You can buy used gear, use it for a year, see if it's something you want. You know, buy a used flasher for $300, use it for a season. If you're like, yes, I love this, well then buy the latest and greatest flasher if that's what you want, or get a LiveScope or whatever you're interested in, right? Oh, 1 second, Marcel. Oh, we got a fish coming in. Oh, 1 second. Look at this fish underneath me. Look at him streaking up. You can see him on the 2D. You can see him on the... Oh, he swam past it. He swam past it. Look at this. He's chasing it down now. Oh, he just darted away. Look at... Did you see that dart down? He's going to come back. Look at this. You can still see him sitting in the rocks. He's disappeared from the 2D because he's right in the rocks. He's going to come back. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to get him to chase a bit. Right now. Right now. Yes! Oh, that was cool. Oh, that was cool. Oh, it's so cool seeing side by side. This is a video I've wanted to do for a while. And what do we got? Oh my goodness, that's a big perch. Holy smokes. Look at that perch. Wow, that is not what I was expecting. I thought that was like a decent sized walleye. Guys, look at that perch. He chowed the dinner bell. He chased so much. I would not have guessed that was a perch based on how he was acting on the graph. All right, one last look. And that fatty is going back. Okay, that was sweet. That was so good. I've been loving this. So as you can see, once the fish is underneath you, your phone is fine. The 2D is good. I think there's another fish down there, like halfway. And then also when you're jigging in the rocks, it's a little easier to see in the LiveScope where that fish is hanging out, but I would have caught that fish with either. It's not like I wouldn't have caught the fish if I only had the sonar ball. Was the LiveScope a little more fun to watch? Yes. It's up to you, right? You don't need the LiveScope. But I will say, without electronics, it would have been a lot tougher to anticipate that fish, I'll tell you that. So the EchoMap series, I think if you're gonna get into LiveScope, that's one of the cheaper options. EchoMap Ultra is what I have. If you go to GPS Map, that's like the step up. That one has the screen recording through the app, and I know I've got lots of comments about, Jay, you should use a screen recording function. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with this model. I might be wrong with some of this, but I know that the GPS Map series has the recording option. I mean, you're almost doubling your sonar price. I think you're like $4,000 or $5,000 if you're getting a GPS map. And I couldn't justify that as much as I love recording the screen. Maybe that's what I'll do for the next one, but yeah, clipping the GoPro on the front isn't bad, and then it also allows me to sync that footage up easier because there's audio. When you record it straight to your phone like this footage here on my screen record on my iPhone, obviously, oh, there's a fish. Look at this mark. Oh, that was sweet. Oh man. Oh man. As you can see, on either graph, it was just a streak. That was so cool, guys. Prime time. I don't know what we got. I think this might be decent walleye. Nice walleye. There we go. Prime time paying off. Look at that. Dinner bell in his snout. He was so aggressive. I couldn't have done anything wrong there. Oh, that was cool. Oh, I love ice fishing. All right, going back. Look at this fish halfway down. Oh, I hope I get down to him in time. Look at this. We're dropping right on his head. We're dropping right on his head. Is he gonna like it? Interesting. I can see him on the 2D still, but I can't see him on the LiveScope. So it must just have to do with how the beam balanced, but it just shows you the fish can escape. I can still see him on the 2D here. That's pretty cool. Oh, big mark. Look at this. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay, this is a decent fish. To loosen my drag a little bit. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. Once again on my, oh no. You can see, oh, there's another fish on the bottom. Did you see that? Did you see that other fish on the bottom when the one came off? It spooked the other fish. You guys see that? That was so cool. Oh man, we'll see, maybe we got a chance here. That was a bigger walleye. Oh guys, that was disappointing. Look at that fish down there. Come on, drop. Look at that. Look at this fish coming off the bottom. Look at this. Oh man. Oh, he's still down there. He's still down there. Look at that. He's sulking. My goodness. He's coming up again. He's coming up. Look at this. Gonna make him chase. That was so good. Oh, I love electronics. That is a micro. I'm not even gonna show that to the camera. Micro walleye. Oh, sorry, buddy. There's a fish higher up there. Let's see if he wants to play. The bite slowed down. I haven't seen a fish in a long time. All right, guys, we are packing up. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait to put the footage side by side between the sonar ball and the LiveScope. At the end of the day, I think any electronics you can get, new or used, is gonna greatly increase your fish catches. Don't feel like you need the LiveScope to catch fish. I think there is so much value in the sonar ball. And another video I want to do for you guys is how to catch fish without electronics. As much as I preach electronics, there's still a lot of things you can do to stack the odds in your favor without electronics. And I'm going to go over some of those in a future video. For now, we got quite a bit of pack up, headed back home. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And we'll catch you on the ice very, very soon.